Hey, everyone. And there's already a massive question hanging over the Chiefs' kingdom. Have we seen the last of Travis Kelce in Chiefs uniform? After the loss to the Eagles, rumors started flying. Could that have been Kelce's final game in the NFL? NFL Network's Ian Rappaport dropped a major update saying that Kelce is undecided about returning for the 2025 season. Now, every Chiefs fan is asking the same thing. Is this the end? Hats off to the Eagles, man. They really got after us in all three phases. What was the difference in the game? At the end of the day, we couldn't get anything going offensively. They just had our number on every side of the ball. And then on top of that, turnovers, penalties, playing behind the sticks on offense, drop passes, not executing the play calls. It's just one of those games where everything went wrong. We haven't played that bad all year. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Did they do anything that surprised you guys? Honestly, we just couldn't find that spark, couldn't find the momentum. But one thing's for sure, this team is going to fight till the end, no matter the score. You saw that even late in the game. We're always going to fight. Talk to some of those guys over there, found the ones you wanted to talk to. What was your message to them? Just congratulating them. Felt like at halftime it was totally within reach. Never lost faith, never lost out, especially at half. So what's the coach's message to you guys? Let's break it down. Kelce isn't just any tight end. He's a legend, 3-time Super Bowl champion, 10-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro. The guy is an all-time great. But even legends have tough decisions to make. And for the first time in his career, it feels like Kelce is really thinking about walking away. And the timing, that's where things get even more interesting. According to Rappaport, Kelce is expected to take some time after the Super Bowl to decide his future. But one key detail stands out. His choice could have depended on the result of the game. The idea was simple. Win another Super Bowl and ride off into the sunset as a true champion. Mm-hmm. But that didn't happen. So now what's next? Does Kelce still have the fighter to run it back? Or is he ready to step away while he's still on top? That's the big question. Let's settle this right now. Do you think Kelce is retiring? Drop a UI for yes or an N for no in the comments. I'll be reading through and shouting out some of the best takes in the next video. And speaking of the next step, let's talk about what might actually be going through Kelce's mind right now. All right, so here we are. The question isn't just will Kelce retire? It's should he? And to answer that, we need to look at both sides of the argument. Let's start with the case for retirement. Kelce isn't getting any younger. He's 35 years old. And let's be real. We saw a dip in his production this season. His touchdowns, his receiving yards, even his explosiveness. It wasn't quite the Kelce we're used to. And that's normal. No player stays in their prime forever, but it's not just about stats. It's about wear and tear. Kelce has taken countless hits over the years. Defenders know they have to be extra physical with him, and that kind of punishment adds up. If he steps away now, he walks away as a legend with his legacy fully intact. No late career decline, no watching his numbers fall even further. Just a Hall of Famer riding off at the right time. But here's the thing. I don't think he's done. And if you ask me, he shouldn't be. Yeah, his numbers were down, but let's not pretend he's washed. He's still a top-tier tight end. Even in a down year, he was Patrick Mahomes' most reliable target. Even when defenses focused on shutting him down, he found ways to make an impact. And let's talk about motivation. Kelce is one of the most competitive guys in the league. You think he wants to go out like this, losing in the playoffs, watching the Chiefs fall short? No way. This guy has built his entire career on proving doubters wrong. And I have a feeling he's looking at this offseason thinking one more shot, one more ring. So what do you think? If you were Travis Kelce, would you run it back for another season? Or would you call it a career? Drop play if you think he should keep going, or done if you think it's time to retire. Now, while we're talking about Kelce's future, let's not forget something important. Football isn't his only option. Let's take a look at what his life could look like if he walks away from the game. But here's where it gets interesting. There's another side to this decision, and it's not just about football. It's about money, yes, but not just the kind he's making on the field. Believe it or not, Kelce might actually have more financial opportunities waiting for him in retirement than he does while still playing football. Here's the deal. Kelce's current contract has him set to make $4.05 million in base salary for 2025 with a $1.05 million roster bonus due in March. That's no small chunk of change, no doubt. But when you look at what he's already building off the field, it's clear he has the potential to make so much more than that. Let's talk about his podcast for a second, New Heights, which he co-hosts with his brother, Jason Kelce. This isn't just a little side hobby. This podcast is a major player in the sports media world. It's one of the biggest sports podcasts globally, pulling in millions of views per episode. Not to mention it's attracting some serious sponsorship deals. the longer Kelce keeps this podcast going, the more money he's raking in, and it's only getting bigger. That's huge. And let's not forget Hollywood. Kelce's already starred in an FX horror series, hosted Saturday Night Live, and now he's leading a brand new Prime Video game show called Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? It's clear he's already got a path laid out in the entertainment world. And let's face it, Kelce's a personality. He's not just a football player. He's a star in his own right. So let's be honest for a minute. Kelce doesn't need football to stay relevant or to make money. He could walk away today and probably earn just as much, if not more, off the field without risking another hit or injury. But the real question is, does he want to? Would Kelce really be satisfied walking away from the game that's given him so much just to chase business deals and the next big opportunity? That's the real question here. Now, I want to hear what you would do if you were in Kelce's shoes. Would you retire and cash in on all these business opportunities, or would you keep playing as long as you could? If you go the business route, type money in the comments. And if you'd stay on the field chasing more championships type legacy, it's a tough call, right? But Kelce's in the driver's seat, and it'll be interesting to see what he decides. Now, no matter what Kelce decides, whether he comes back for another season or decides to hang up his cleats for good, his legacy is already set in stone. We're talking about a 3-time Super Bowl champion, a 4-time first-team All-Pro, a 10-time Pro Bowler. Kelce is not just one of the greatest tight ends of all time. He might just be the greatest. When you look at his impact on the game, you can't deny that he changed the way we think about tight ends. He wasn't just a great pass catcher. He redefined what it meant to be a tight end in the modern NFL. His ability to run routes like a wide receiver, break tackles like a running back, and read defenses like a quarterback made him an absolute nightmare for opposing teams. He wasn't just a mismatch. He was the mismatch. But beyond all the stats, the accolades, and the records, Kelce's legacy is so much bigger than that. He's been the heart and soul of the Chiefs for over a decade. His energy, his passion, that connection he has with the fans, it's something that you can't replicate. He's more than just a player. He's a symbol of what the Chiefs are all about. That's why no matter what happens next, Kelce will always be a Chief. His impact on the franchise will never be forgotten, no matter where he goes from here. And here's a question I really want you to think about. Where does Kelce rank among the all-time greats? Is he the best tight end in NFL history? Who else is in your top 3? Drop your all-time top 3 tight ends in the comments, and let's settle this debate once and for all. I'm genuinely curious to see how you all rank Kelce compared to the likes of Tony Gonzalez, Rob Gronkowski, and others. One thing's for sure, if this is the end, it's been one hell of a ride. But if Kelce's got one more season left in him, well, Chiefs Kingdom, you better buckle up, because this dynasty might not be done yet. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in for all the latest Chiefs news. You won't want to miss what's coming next. I'll catch you in the next one.